Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin as we're heading into the weekend. Today market is rather friendly, so it could be that it's going to be an interesting weekend. We see a lot of the altcoins starting to react to our support areas. Bitcoin starts to move up a little, so it's going to be it's looking quite promising. I mean, typically the weekends, most recently especially, they have been very boring actually throughout 2023. However, if things are changing, that could be a good signal that the sentiment in the market has shifted. So what we want to do in this video is not only take a look at Bitcoin, but want to take a look at the Bitcoin Dominance as well as the total market cap in crypto. We did that last weekend as well. I just want to give you a quick recap. We don't want to do it that long, but last weekend we looked at all of these, and also I want to actually start on the weekly time frame. If you want a little bit more context, then take a look at last week's video. You can also find it in our long-term video playlist section. So first I want to start on the weekly chart. So here nothing has changed, obviously. These don't change very often. You see the vertical lines, they indicate the halving events. So we are moving up nicely in preparation for the halving. This is our weekly chart that shows the long-term forecast. So of course we're bullish on Bitcoin. As this shows, disregard the timeline. You can't really say how long a move takes. It just more gives you a roadmap what we can expect for Bitcoin in the years and decades ahead. But this is really just a weekly chart that shows that we are now moving up in basically a fifth wave of a third wave. So quite a bullish structure. Maybe going to be less aggressive than, for example, the move that happened between 2020 and 2021, because this was basically a third wave of a third wave. Also here we had a third wave of a third wave. Okay, that was the move in 2016 to 2018. So now it is basically a fifth wave of a third wave, which means, if you're not so familiar with Elliott Wave, it means towards a fifth wave, we're getting towards the end of a cycle. Of course, there is more stuff to come, but there are significant bear markets ahead as well. Okay, and for example, this wave 4, I would not be surprised if it takes us back into the current price ranges or even below 30K again. Very important. These are going to be quite significant wave 4 corrections. Maybe I should make them a little bit steeper here. So there are going to be significant bear markets ahead still. But first of all, we need to move higher to new all-time highs. We could be en route to doing that now. That is at least the assumption until support levels break. So we are very, very much aware still that the structure that developed here is still very fragile. I mentioned a while ago that the structure that developed here reminded me a little bit of the March 2020 development, which also, as you can see here, actually you see that on the weekly chart, and anybody who's been following our channel knows that it's a very, very similar structure.
Before we dive deeper into the analysis, let us put the spotlight on our sponsor ChartPrime. ChartPrime is a service that offers a selection of specialized TradingView indicators designed to support you on your trading journey. The first one is the Market Oracle Pro. This tool, designed for precision, provides enhanced entry and exit signals along with 3 metrics aimed at deciphering market trends and optimizing your settings. Next, we have the Market Dynamics Pro. This unique tool merges ChartPrime's smart money concepts into a dynamic order block algorithm and is striving to provide a more accurate representation of volume. Lastly, the Prime Oscillators Pro. This trend-based oscillator offers a variety of market insights, including entry and exit points, overbought and oversold conditions, and potential reversal areas. That's a brief overview of what's new from ChartPrime. Stay tuned for more updates, and if you'd like to sign up with them, just follow the link in the description that offers you a discount. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so that we did not get a really deep setback before taking off. So I mentioned that a few times, and it's a very similar structure. I mean, it tells you a story that might be coming, right? Just note that this time it's a fifth wave of a third and not a third wave of a third, so it might be less aggressive. But yeah, I think everybody was up to date. Just the difference was obviously here the depth of the decline and the strength, whereas this was more a draining sell-off. This here was a very rapid and V-shaped recovery. So that's the difference, but that might have just been due to the catalyst, obviously, in March 2020 that we all know about. Okay, so that was the weekly. So let's go to the daily. Daily chart is basically just indicating here that the bear market low, was in November 22. We've been bullish on Bitcoin in this particular cycle since December, January. And since then, we've been looking at higher prices overall, okay? And therefore, the wave count hasn't really changed. We've made some adjustments to the microstructures, but overall, the topic of a new bear market low wasn't anything that we have focused on. So Elliott Wave told us very clearly that we are bullish here. Of course, that we need to be on the side of caution still, but that we are overall, that we should overall focus on bullish scenarios. So the idea is that we are now currently in this third wave, and within the third wave, on the daily time frame, within a third wave. Now this should still get an extension higher. Maybe on the weekend we see that one more extension higher. I'm actually a bit, not surprised that it's green, because I addressed it in yesterday's video that the weekend might be interesting if it follows what happened last weekend, okay? So again, things might be changing in the crypto world. When things are changing and starting to change, we need to be very, very much on high alert that could carry on, because in the beginning, nobody believes it, right? It surprises everybody. So we have learned over many, many years that when crypto makes a bit of a change in structure, changes something on the indicator, something changes that is meaningful, that it's better to go with it, because too many people will be in denial. And the Elliott Waves, I mean, what do the Elliott Waves do? They tell us about market sentiment. So if we have if this was a bearish structure, okay, I would have strong reservations, but actually it's likely the white wave count that's playing out. So it makes sense just to go with it, okay? And it could very much be that this next extension of wave 3 is happening on the weekend. It would be great. I'm sure it would surprise a lot. I can't tell you when it's going to happen. I think if it happens, it might happen tomorrow. But, we see support. We currently see a lot of the coins to be in a wave 4 correction, like Bitcoin. Could be a sub wave 4 of wave 3. So we're going to address that on the lower time frames. But overall, we're focusing on trend continuation higher. Now, why not take a look at Bitcoin Dominance, which is also developing overall, as assumed already many months ago. We did, I think it was in March, April, I did explain to you that Bitcoin is going to be leading for a while. It's not an altcoin market, and while the altcoins are starting to move, you see that Bitcoin overall is still moving up. Elliott Wave on Bitcoin Dominance is, I don't want to say useless, but has to be taken with a pinch of salt. Don't take it too seriously, because it's not a tradable asset, Bitcoin Dominance. Bitcoin Dominance is simply it's simply just a measure of how well Bitcoin is performing to the altcoin sector. Now, if lots of new altcoins are being pushed onto the market, it will influence sentiment. So it's, and also it's constrained by 100. So it's not a tradable asset, and you can't really use Fibonacci extensions as you should be able to normally on a tradable asset chart. However, you can use Elliott Wave to track some structures like ABC structures, and the C wave is nearly full. I think it's not yet full. We've approached the 50% retracement here as resistance. A push above it could send Bitcoin to the next retracement area at 58%. Okay, so it's clearly now trying to move up in this fifth wave. And let's see how far it goes. 58% would be the next, as per Elliott Wave, as per resistances, the next main level to watch after 54. And also we've said that as long as we're holding this trend line, BTC Dominance can push up. If the move down starts, then this is probably our altcoin season. Okay. Now be aware that if it extends quite far away from that trend line here, then it can take a while until that trend line breaks, but the altcoin season might have started before. So any movement to the downside from here, especially if it's impulsive, I will very much be watching that. Not yet, but I think it pushes a little higher. No sign of a top in place yet. But as soon as we form a top here and then start to see impulses to the downside, that's when I will be watching it a lot. And then I wanted to take a look at total market cap, because this is interesting. If total market cap pushes above a certain level, it just indicates a lot of new money is coming in. So that might generate a bit of FOMO as well. And it just is a reflection that a lot of new money is coming into the market. So at the moment, We haven't increased overall market cap, not the the bear market cap, when we let's say entered here into the Bitcoin price region in May 22 below 30K. That is also when we have never broken above that level in terms of market cap. That's what I want to say. Okay, so the overall money capital in the crypto market has not exceeded that of May 22, whereas the Bitcoin price has. Well, that indicates, taken together with Bitcoin Dominance, that the altcoins are just underperforming at the moment. But I can tell you that if more and more money is coming in, because money seems to be flowing from, well, I guess from altcoins into Bitcoin. Obviously, new money has come in, you could say, but we haven't really exceeded that key resistance area here. So we want to see that, and that could be a confirmation that we are heading to new all-time highs, or at least a large corrective rally into the $2 trillion region. Now let's take a look at the lower time frame for BTC. Here on the lower time frame for BTC, no change really. Yeah, this could still develop, for example, as a wave for triangle. We talked about it yesterday. One more extension higher in this third wave is expected, as I explained to you on the daily chart, if I find it. Here. Yeah, one more extension higher in this particular third wave, and that's what we're observing now on the lower time frame chart. And that could be this fifth wave of a third into the 36 to 38K region. Yeah, might have started, but it needs to do much more to convince me about that at the moment. I think we still need to be focused on another low potentially. Yeah, I mean, first of all, this trend line here needs to break to really only start about a low is in. And then it needs to break out of the upper boundary line of this potential triangle, or it could form a WXY structure. So these corrections can take much longer than you would think. However, the minimum number of waves is in place to complete the structure. If it's a triangle, it needs another lower high and a higher low, and then it can go. Okay, so these are the two main structures I'm observing at the moment. Micro support is still at 32,730. And below that level, we've got this larger support box, which we will have to use. Then it would be just a different wave degree, not a different wave count, but we would have to assume that wave 3 already finished. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. If you're interested in daily S&P 500, also intraday updates, as well as updates about certain stocks, then check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. We only launched it like a month ago. It's very popular already. Check it out, especially at the moment the stock market is at a critical, pivotal point. So yeah, link is in the description. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, but make sure that you follow only the correct accounts, which are linked in the description. There are many impersonators out there. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.